So can you give you have a piece up outside, and it's funny because you were talking about how you didn't want to paint on a building
Yeah,
in this.
yeah, exactly.
So
So
we're in
Stockbridge.
Stockbridge, and it's Norman Rockwell week.
It is Norman Rockwell week. So I spoke to the owner of the Red Lion Inn a couple months ago, and I had asked her if there was any type of monument or mural honoring Norman Rockwell. And I grew up on Norman Rockwell as an American artist. I mean, I feel like if you don't know who Norman Rockwell is and you're an artist here in the States, it's kind of fucking crazy. I mean, his work has garnered the covers of magazines and shit for fucking decades. He's been he did all the Sunday Post magazine covers from like the 30s up until the 60s. So he's a big deal. And
You did that turkey painting.
yeah, that's one of my favorite paintings. I saw that painting, the original, last night. Dude, it was fucking insane. And so I was really surprised that there was nothing here in Stockbridge. This is his hometown. His house is right across the street, the house that he died in. And so I said, aside from doing an exhibit here in the hotel, why don't we do a mural honoring him, and we display it, publicly for everybody to see. And they originally wanted me to paint on like the side of one of these houses. I'm like, dude, I'm like, no, you fucking retarded? Like, these houses are hundreds of years old. I'm not gonna dare touch one of these. I'll look fucking stupid to the community if I painted some bullshit on one of these houses. So I said, no, let's just build a fucking wall that we can transport and move around, and I'll paint on that, and we could display it wherever we want. So that's what we did. And then I actually painted it in New York, like Rhinebeck, New York, or close to Albany. So I painted it there, and they transported it all the way over here. And right now it's on display. Hopefully the museum picks it up, the Rockwell Museum. If they pick it up, that'll be a big deal, because they're pretty well connected, and they get a ton of visitors, and they have the largest collection of Rockwell originals. So that would be dope.
It's a huge museum.
And it's sick. And it's crazy that there's not a single mural of Norman Rockwell here in his city.
That is wild.
It's like we're talking about the person that documented and preserved the culture and Americana during the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. The hotel here, they have like 200 signed prints from Rockwell throughout the whole hotel. This hotel is almost 300 years old. It's older than the country itself. So there's a ton of history here, and to be able to fucking have a painting up is pretty dope.
Yeah, how did this all come together? You have an exhibit.
Yeah, so I also have a featured exhibition in one of the spaces here, in about 20 one-of-one prints. A mixture of works from my show last year and new work that I created this year. That's going to be on view until March, and they'll probably switch it out with another artist. I'm the second artist to exhibit like artwork here too. The first artist is Ralph Steadman. His exhibit is upstairs on the second floor hallway. So, how this all came about, I did a group show in Kentucky for the Kentucky Derby. It was during the week of Kentucky Derby, but it was a show honoring Muhammad Ali in Louisville. And my homie Eddie Donaldson, who knows the Muhammad Ali family pretty well, he curated a big group show. Shepard Fairey did a massive mural of Muhammad Ali that week. So it was a bunch of things happening at once. And then Ralph Steadman was also doing an exhibit during the Kentucky Derby, and his, quote unquote manager, his name's Michael Cash, kind of linked up with my homie Eddie, and they kind of merged the exhibits together, and it became this one huge exhibit. I was a part of it. I had a piece in there, the portrait I did of Ali with the third eye. I had that piece in there, and he saw my work. He knew my work from, shit I do with West Side and the whole Griselda umbrella. So he was like, yo, can you put me in contact? He reached out to Eddie. He's like, can you put me in contact with Isaac? I want to work with him. Reaches out to me, and he says, I have a pretty good relationship with the Red Lion Inn Hotel. It's, a super historic hotel in Massachusetts, almost 300 years old. Dude, I didn't know that like 6 presidents stayed here, like Roosevelt stayed here before. All kinds of musicians have stayed here on tour, and he was like, you know, I work with Ralph Steadman. I'm a big Ralph Steadman fan, especially having grown up on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Hunter S. Thompson, all that shit is dope. So I was like, damn, that's sick. So, you know, he was like, why don't we get you to do an exhibition here and have like work on view for a couple months? And came out here a couple months ago, met with the owner, met with Michael. We talked further more about what we could do, and then that's when I came up with the mural idea as an extension of, you know, doing an exhibit here, which was dope. It worked out. I mean, the fact that it's Norman Rockwell week and I have a mural up, you know, everybody here there's going to be thousands of people passing through during this week. That's a ton of impressions. That's publicity I probably couldn't even pay for. So that's dope. But
well, it's also just like a cool experience to have.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't have had another opportunity to show my work in Massachusetts otherwise. And now I've built a relationship with the Norman Rockwell Museum. They gave me a private tour last night, and you know, I got connected with the directors, the curators, and they're even talking about acquiring some of my work. So that's a big fucking deal for an artist, especially an artist like me who, you know, I didn't go to like a fucking major school and shit. I'm kind of doing everything solo dolo, very guerrilla-like. So, you know what I mean? It's dope. But it's crazy because Michael works with Post Malone's dad really closely on like some side businesses. So Post Malone's dad helped funded this project, like paying for materials and paying for transportation and shipping and paying for the boarding and all this stuff. So, you know, shout out to Post Malone's dad, Rich Post, and Michael Cash, who put this together, and Sarah.
Wait, their last names are Post?
Yeah, that's his last name. Yeah. Post. Do you know how Post Malone got his name?
Post Malone. Yeah. His last name is Post.
Yeah. Austin Post. Yeah. Do you know how he got his name?
No.
He was apparently like looking for like an alias, and he found like a rap name generator, put in Austin Post, and it came up with Post Malone. So that's what he started to go by.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, man.